That is, goals tell an employee what needs to be done and how much effort will need to be expended. Specific goals increase performance. That difficult goals, when accepted, result in higher performance than do easy goals, and that feedback leads to higher performance than does non feedback. Specific goals produce a higher level of output than does the generalized goal of do your best. People will do better when they get feedback on how well they are progressing toward their goals, because feedback helps to identify discrepancies between what they have done and what they need to do. That is, feedback acts to guide behavior. Self generated feedback, for which the employee is able to monitor his or her own progress, has been shown to be a more powerful motivator than externally generated feedback. If employees have the opportunity to participate in the setting of their own goals, will they try harder? The evidence is mixed regarding the superiority of participative over assigned goals. A major advantage of participation may be in increasing acceptance of the goal itself as a desirable one towards which to work. A counterpoint to goal setting theory is reinforcement theory. The former is a cognitive approach proposing that an individual's purposes direct his or her action. In reinforcement theory, we have a behavioristic approach which argues that reinforcement conditions behavior. Reinforcement theory ignores the inner state of the individual and concentrates solely on what happens to a person when he or she takes some action. Because it does not concern itself with what initiates behavior, it is not, strictly speaking, a theory of motivation, but it does provide a powerful means of analysis of what controls behavior. Flow and intrinsic motivation theory. Flow and intrinsic motivation theory. This is likely to occur when you are doing a favorite activity: running, skiing, dancing, reading a novel, playing a computer game, listening to music, or cooking an elegant meal. Motivation researchers call this state of absolute concentration flow. A key element of the flow experience is that its motivation is unrelated to end goals. The activity people are pursuing when they achieve the timelessness feeling of flow comes from the process of the activity itself rather than trying to reach a goal. So, when a person experiences flow, he or she is completely intrinsically motivated. Do people typically feel happy when they are experiencing flow? The answer, which might surprise you, is no. They are too consumed in deep concentration. But when the flow task is completed and the person looks back on what has happened, he or she is flooded with feelings of gratitude for the experience. It's then that the satisfaction received from the experience is realized, and it's the desire to repeat the experience that creates continued motivation. The key element of the flow experience is that its motivation is unrelated to end goals. Equity theory. We perceive what we get from a job situation, outcomes, in relation to what we put into it, inputs, and then we compare our outcome input ratio with the outcome input ratio of other comparable situations. If we perceive our ratio to be equal to that of the relevant others with whom we compare ourselves, a state of equity is said to exist. We perceive our situation as fair that justice prevails. When we see the ratio as unequal, we experience equity tension. Expectancy theory, one of the most widely accepted explanations of motivation, or Victor Vroom's expectancy theory. Expectancy theory argues that the strength of a tendency to act in a certain way depends on the strength of an expectation that the act will be followed by a given outcome and on the attractiveness of that outcome to the individual. In more practical terms, expectancy theory says that an employee will be motivated to exert a high level of effort when he or she believes that effort will lead to a good performance appraisal. A good appraisal will lead to organizational rewards such as a bonus, a salary increase, or a promotion, and that the rewards will satisfy the employee's personal needs. The theory focuses on three relationships: effort performance relationship, the probability perceived by the individual that exerting a given amount of effort will lead to performance; performance reward relationship, the degree to which the individual believes that performing at a particular level will lead to the attainment of a desired outcome; rewards personal goals relationship, the degree to which organizational rewards satisfy an individual's personal goals or needs and the attractiveness of those potential rewards for the individual. Don't forget ability and opportunity. Success on a job is facilitated or hindered by the existence or absence of support resources. A popular, although simplistic, way of thinking about employee performance is as a function of the interaction of ability A and motivation M. That is, performance is the function of A multiplied by M. If either is inadequate, performance will be negatively affected. But a piece of the puzzle is still missing. We need to add opportunity to perform, O, to our equation of performance, which now equals A into M into O.